Okay, round two. Okay, last video talked about the paper crowns on the head. Those of you in England who do this, I'm not saying don't have fun. Have fun doing it, but just remember or realize what it is you're doing. The paper crowns, coronas, orange, red, yellow. What are you celebrating? You're putting the crowns on to celebrate the first day of Sole Invictus, the invincible sun. Never dies. Okay, so it's like that's the New Year period starting. Okay, Saturnalia, the end of the year. Okay, quick festival there. Then Sole Invictus is the beginning of the year. Okay, those 24 days celebrating that period. Religious, spiritual, whatever. It has meaning. Okay, it goes back. I'm just going to take off the hat because it's made this one. Okay, I don't always buy the rubbish. This one is, in fact, I can just detach it. But I'll talk about that another time maybe. Okay, green. The Father Christmas that people are looking at these days, everywhere, even in Italy here, is red. Dresses in red, but why? I didn't always dress in red. Change of clothes. Father Christmas has been bought and sold. Okay, if I were to have advertising, okay, then that advertising would be to some extent me selling part of me to say, okay, this is my belief, I accept this is good stuff. Okay, is it always good stuff? And is it necessary to push it so much? I mean, Coca-Cola, not bad, nice drink. One thing I found with Coca-Cola, and this stuff here, okay, same colour, fizzy, but this stuff is bitter, bittersweet. Okay, ironically, bittersweet was one of the things the Coca-Cola went in with, the twist of lemon, but even the lemon was sweet. Just have a sweet taste of lemon rather than the bitter of the lemon. The bittersweet satisfies the thirst more. Okay, you don't need to drink so much. One thing I've noticed about Coca-Cola is you want another one afterwards. It's something you consume. It's consumerism. Father Christmas, Coca-Cola, consumerism, says it all really, doesn't it? Thank you, America, 1950s. Okay, now Christmas in itself, where does it come from? It'd be silly to think it has anything to do with Christ. It is Christ's Mass, the Mass of Christ. Okay, but that's a church connection. The Nativity is very strong in the Catholic part. The tree is very Nordic, and Christmas generally is, let's say, more Nordic than Mediterranean basin, although one time it would have even gone back from there. It goes back to our ancestors. Now our ancestors would have worked hard, relatively hard. Obviously hard times and the development of society changed Christmas a lot. In the ancestral times it was obviously winter. Okay, what are you going to do? Winter. Okay, so the annual cycle of the hunter-gatherer basically is they would arrive, okay, in a place and set up camp. Okay, spring is foraging. Okay, you just basically pass the winter, you go to forage. Summer, still foraging, different game. Okay, autumn, different game again. You're going for fruits and nuts, you're going for seasonal goods in a particular area. Okay, then you pack up, okay, at the beginning of autumn, and you move. You do a nice long walk which gets you nice and fit, okay, to another area. You set up camp and you sit the winter out, okay, but you've done all your work for the year. And then in the central part, okay, where you're a bit bored, cabin fever, okay, you need something, you have a party. 24 days of party, symbolic party. Helps you get through that being locked in there with other human things, you know. You eat well, you get drunk, it removes the stress. Okay, so you've gone through physical exercise, a period of break, okay, but locked in. You've built your home, you're preparing for the winter, all the work's done, and okay, the year is now ended. You celebrate, okay, that your so-called halfway point. You start before, because it's an important thing, and you've got nothing to do for those 12 days at least, and okay, you've already probably passed a bit of a period in the early winter doing very little anyway. Okay, so a thing to look forward to. Winter can be very gloomy, depressing, but put something in the middle where you can look forward to things. Okay, it helps the psyche of the group pass on. Okay, that's where a lot of the symbolic stuff comes from. It's social responses or early responses to more complex thinking. Okay, so the cake. Christmas cake, a very Nordic thing. What do you think that is? I mean, it's symbolic of something that you basically preserve. Okay, full of energy. I mean, the English Christmas cake I'm talking about here. And I'm actually talking about my mother's Christmas cake, which, believe me, if you had a piece this big, okay, which was the cheese on top. Actually, the cheese goes well because it's so sweet. Okay, marzipan all around. It's the thick icing there and the snow decoration. It's interesting. Always a masterpiece. But really it's an explosion of calories. You wouldn't need to eat all of that. If you ever go on a survival thing, you're planning on going on surviving, the thing to do is you bake yourself a cake, a really solid cake. Okay, you put things in there which are going to be high in protein and energy. Okay, nuts, fruit, okay, whatever, dried fruit inside your cake. You cook it, but you cook it so it's dense, okay, with a lot of sugar. Okay, that's syrupy. The sugar will help preserve it. Christmas, you cover it with sugar as well. No bacteria is going to get in there because it's going to rot their teeth before they get to that cake. And off the marzipan, they're going to be sick. Anyway, that's the Christmas cake. Comes from that idea. Okay, pretty much the similar thing to making pancakes. Okay, it's how we used our resources in the past, how we lived in our society. That's Christmas. It got us to here. Okay, it's something worth celebrating. It's something profound and original to humanity. Celebrate it for what it is. Okay, don't put it in mysticism.